goes the wrong way, and Ghana are going the right way.
Portugal 3-2. How did you see that game?
I loved the game. It was so entertaining. I was out of my seat in the last minutes. I feel Ghana played better, but Portugal won. But Ghana deserved to win.
Ghana deserved to win?
Yes.
So that penalty is the talk of the whole game. What's that penalty for you?
I feel Ronaldo was a little bit right for that. He should have been a little stronger. He dived, in my opinion. I'm a Ronaldo fan, but as a football fan, he dived. I feel.
Yeah.
I feel.
And you wonder why the referee didn't check VAR?
I think it was pretty obvious for him because he saw it live, like he saw it with his own eyes. So I think there was no need for VAR.
All right. So going forward, what are you expecting from Portugal? Going all the way?
I think they can. They have the potential. The players, if they work hard, they can go through.
To the final?
They can. They have a chance to win it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's all over here at the Stadium 974. The stadium designed with 974 containers. The Black Stars came here, wanted to make history and beat Portugal. They've only met them once, but it did not happen the second time as we lost to them by the same margin as we did in 2014. Ghana lost 3-2 here to Portugal, a very talented Portuguese side, but some unfortunate incidences in the game led to this result, and it has been disappointing for the Black Stars. We'll have a listen to some of the thoughts of journalists here at the Stadium 974. 3-2, a loss, no points. Your thoughts on the game?
Well, it's just unfortunate we lost this game. Clearly, we came in with a game plan, and until the first goal came through that penalty, it worked perfectly well for Tuado. And then we managed to get an equalizer, and I thought that the changes the coach made, especially with the Kudus Mohamed change, it came way too early because Kudus Mohamed was the only player who was a threat on the pitch for the Portuguese. But just when you took Kudus Mohamed out, it created a hole, and the Portuguese, the confidence was there. Already an experienced team, a team that have been to this World Cup, players that have been together for a very long time, playing alongside inexperienced teams. So I thought that just after that change, it created that hole, and the Portuguese team capitalized on it. Just unfortunately we lost this game because the players yesterday really gave their all. In the first half, we all saw how we came. Some of us were asking ourselves, how were we going to score with the formation we were playing? But eventually we were able to score, but it's just unfortunate that we lost this game.
Okay, so moving forward, this is in the back of our heads. Moving forward, are you confident that Ghana can make it through? And if so, how do we do that, in your opinion?
Well, we've played one game, we've lost, we have 2 more matches to go. We've got the game against Uruguay and against South Korea. These are games that are winnable. It's a competition. We can beat anyone. We can also be beaten. We just have to do things right. In-game management will be very important. Getting the selection right, and today you realize that the coach got it right because we lasted over 60 minutes before we conceded. So we just have to get the selection right again, and then the in-game management should also be right. If you do that, I'm hopeful that we'll be able to get a good result in those 2 games and qualify to the next stage.
Thank you. Your thoughts on the game?
Disappointing defeat. Probably not a game Ghana should have lost. I thought game management wasn't the best. They were facing the game that were encouraged, and I was encouraged. I thought the game plan was working until the substitution after the Ghana's equalizer, because I'm thinking the first half was to frustrate Portugal as much as possible, take the game to the second half, and then use the pace we have on our bench to maybe counter them. So the first half, Portugal were frustrated, they barely created anything. Atizigi was free. The back 5 at times, the back 6 was decent. We conceded the midfield to them, but they couldn't penetrate, which was decent, which was fine. Then in the second half, once Portugal got their goal through the penalty, we responded well, and I thought, having responded, we're going to go back to what we were doing the first half in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, frustrate them as much as we can, and then see where that takes us. Because as the game goes on, we've got a lot of young, pacey players on the bench who could have answered Samuel Bukhari, who got a goal, could have come on to cause problems. But that didn't happen. Then Portugal also made, I won't say a mistake, but made a decision that Otoado also made 3 substitutions, and also their team got derailed. So it's the fine margins in international football, it really is. And I think that the positivity we got in the game is what could maybe spare us on and beat Korea and Uruguay, because they played a goalless draw, and that could maybe then be an outlet for us. So once we do our homework well, we should be able to get victories or results in the next game that we're going to play.
Today, who impressed you most, the Black Stars players? 2 players who stood out for you in your opinion?
Alidu Salis and Sabe Salis and Alidu Seidu, the two of them were absolutely brilliant. I thought they've not played not even 5 games or 4 games for the Black Stars, and they owned it. They boxed it. They look like they've always been here. They look like they've been at this stage before, and I thought their performances today for the Black Stars was impressive. And I think, yeah, these are the young talents who we know that in the next couple of years would be the foundation or the mainstays in the Black Stars. So yeah.
Well, looking forward, finally. What do you think Ghana needs to do to make it through in terms of tactics and style of play, and what the coach needs to do? In your opinion, what do you think needs to change from this game?
Every game is different, and I thought we chose the right tactical style against Portugal. We learned from our lessons when we played against Brazil. Remember, in the first half, we were trying to be offensive. We were trying to take the game to Brazil. We were very expansive, and they absolutely destroyed us. So I saw the first half what Otuado was trying to do. They've got technically good players, Portugal. They've got Bruno Fernandes. They've got Bernardo Silva. They've got, obviously, Cristiano Ronaldo in the middle of the park, Ruben Neves. All these 3 players are real technicians. Where they are on the ball, they are dangerous. So we had to be careful. We had to defend quite deep. We had to make sure that it was a bit difficult for them to penetrate. So that was a good plan. And it worked. It frustrated them. But in the second half, when we made those 3 substitutions, the team never really settled. And then they got 2 quick goals against us, which was, on the backside. So I think that is where we need to fix. If substitutes are coming on, you have to come in and fit. At this stage, the fine margins, you're always going to be punished if you miss those opportunities. And I think against Korea and against Uruguay, those 2 games are different. I think we're going to see some bit more of the ball against Korea than we did see against Portugal today. So I want to see a lot more of Partey. I want to see a lot more of Salis. I want to see a lot more of Kudus. We don't even have to dictate the game. Then against Uruguay, depending upon their results against Portugal, and depending upon our results against Korea, we determine how we're going to play. I'm not going to say we have to choose a style, but I need to choose a style depending upon the game. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
3-2, painful way to lose. About your general thoughts on the game?
I mean, first half, I think the coach got it right. He didn't open up, keep it calm, keep it tight. Portugal is a very good side, world-class side. So I was expecting second half, open up a bit, but with caution. And then we did. Unfortunately, they scored, and it looked like they were getting momentum. We equalized, and you felt that at that point, tactically, both sides would try to outwit each other. But then the coach made 2 very strange changes, and I thought maybe it's an injury, or maybe Kudus was on a yellow. He felt they might try and provoke him. He's a young boy, but I didn't get it. Your captain and your best player, and it unraveled. The moment those 2 went off, it took a long time for Ghana to settle again, and by then they had scored 2. We could have drawn this game, and perhaps game management, we could have even gotten 3 points. But hey, lessons learned. I think we play Korea next.
Yeah, Korea.
They look lively. They look really good against Uruguay, and the group is still open. Portugal have the upper hand, and it's going to be difficult. But we're not out yet.
All right. Finally, who impressed you today? Any 2 Black Stars players you were most impressed by?
Straight up, Kudus and Amate, without a doubt. Amate's defensive abilities, and then he was trying to go forward. His forays were very, very impressive. But I wanted more from Partey. I still didn't see taking charge. If we had Partey in the game today, we would have had a better final result.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
So there you have it. You've heard from the journalists their thoughts on the game. It's not over yet for Ghana, but it is a bitter pill to swallow this defeat here. I'll see you guys in the next one.